if you're a massive fan of the 80s and you're obsessed with arcade games the way I am, you'll be just as excited as me to get through this door, because in here is one of the most unique collections in the world of some very, very cool arcade games. Come on in. Wow, this is amazing. Come on, Pac-Man. What have we got here? Hang on, this is amazing. This is like the origin of the sort of 16-bit scaling that they came up with in the 80s. Hang on, but this is what I'm here for. OutRun. OutRun is one of my all-time favourite games by SEGA. The origin, really, of sim racing, if you want, starts with OutRun and Pole Position that came before it. The big battle between Namco and SEGA that resulted in this amazing stand-up cab with a motion wheel that shakes when you crash, brake and accelerator and gears. Super, super cool. Just love it. But what is in here? He's just got a whole world in here. This is amazing. It's a full-on arcade. Back in the day, these things just used to gobble up your money. You had to feed these machines with coins. Not like now, where you just get to reset, respawn, reboot on your home computer. So it was all about getting to the arcade. For me, growing up in California, that was the bowling alley, Chuck E. Cheese, going roller skating, and then just firing quarters into these machines like a madman. My personal favourites back in the day were things like Gallagher, some of the sort of arcadey sci-fi stuff, but the first driving games were really mind-blowing, because you could be a 10-year-old at the wheel of a Ferrari Testarossa and feeling like you owned it. Just amazing. Cannot wait to get my hands on some of this stuff. And somewhere in here is Mr OutRun. I'm here for a lesson from the man who broke the world record, no less. Let's go find him. This is Gary, the world record holder. Gary, thank you so much for letting me into your home, your house. Congratulations on a world record. Unofficial, you'll say.
Unofficially, yeah.
But it is official, because I've got the facts here. So I've seen the screenshot from your game, and I've seen the scores. So back in, what was it, 1986, when OutRun first came out? Was it 86?
86, and the record was set by Richard Jackson in 87.
52,897,690 points. But you, according to this, 52,928,810.
I beat him by 31,000.
Which is significant.
Yeah.
Because it's a million bonus when you cross the line, isn't it, at the finish?
Per second.
Yeah. How did that feel? Because you've invested a lot of time in practicing.
Yeah, at the time I didn't even realise I'd done it. I knew it was a good run. It was very pure, there were no mistakes, but even at that it can be a 51, it can be even a 50 million. But when I saw it go 52, I was like, I think I've done it. And at that point I pulled my phone out, started recording the end of it, and then I checked the score online with Twin Galaxies and thought, I've done it.
That's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. You almost expect, if you get a high score, that someone's going to beam you up and sign you up to Formula One team. Something should happen.
For me, it was just, after playing it for 40 years, I just wanted to know that that high score was beatable.
Yeah.
And that night, I beat it.
Because originally the record, if you can call it that, the Richard Jackson one, was sent in on the back of a postcard. Yeah. There's no evidence that actually was his score. No. So in a way, you wanted to validate that was a real score and then beat it, which you've done, which is pretty amazing.
It was for my own mind that score was actually achievable, and for decades nobody even got near it.
Yeah.
But the closer I got, I thought, well, it possibly might be able to be beaten or even matched. And then obviously the time when I did it, it was like, right, yeah, peace of mind for me. I wasn't bothered about it being an official run, because to make it an official run you have to film it, you have to film what dip switch settings are in, everything. All my machines are in normal, standard time, normal traffic, otherwise there's no point in even trying it.
So all these machines are original. I can see this one's from America because it says 25 cents.
Yeah, she's American.
Which is where I first played this back in the 80s. It's a magical bit of kit, isn't it?
Yeah. And
it's super realistic. You've got motion in the wheel, you've got a gear stick, brake and accelerator. You have to use everything to get it to go.
You do, and she was state of the art 40 years ago, and Yo Suzuki even incorporated launch control. And I think launch control came out in 85 in Formula One.
Yeah.
And in 86, Yo Suzuki programmed it into that.
He was way ahead of his time, wasn't he? Because I don't fully understand the hardware and how it works, but it's almost like 3D, but it's on a very, it's a 16-bit system, but it uses scaling so that the sprites, the images on the screen, they start small and they grow.
Yeah.
But it's got this incredible flow, the way that the the road unfolds in front of you, it almost feels like 3D.
It's a masterpiece. So it's super scalar, and that was Yo Suzuki's answer to not having the power to do 3D gaming.
So a real visionary. So I've raced at Le Mans, you know, I've won some races, I do driving for a living. I'd like to have a crack at beating your record. Could you teach me a little bit? And I know you know some tweaks, because I've seen you driving this thing before, and you're quite handy. So could we literally start with the start, get it fired up, do a few practice runs, and I'm going to have a crack at your time?
Why not?
All right, so Gary, revs-wise, half revs, yes, to get started. Low
So you
gear,
want 4 green bars?
into high. Did I change gear too early?
No, you didn't.
Right.
Okay.
So this first bit's quite easy, because it starts you off gently with no traffic.
Eases you into what's coming.
Okay, could you mind just doing a little bit of wingman whilst I just get going?
So your next is a left, full lock. Then you've got a right coming up, full lock.
How am I doing so far?
Okay, full lock.
Yeah.
Left again, full lock.
Right, we're starting to get a few cars now.
That's it.
So the cool thing about this I like is, unlike pole position, the cars, you can kind of nudge them out of the way a little bit, tiny bit, without just turning into a fireball. Shoot. Is that, you can go, if you get close, they move a bit, don't they?
Yeah. They tend to...
Now, what's the fastest route? Right.
If you're speed running it, you go right,
Yeah.
and then left, then right.
Okay, sorry, I hit a truck.
We'll redo it.
So to get the high score, you can't hit anything. Is that what you're saying?
You can't make a single mistake.
Nothing.
It's a pure run.
Right.
So you need the traffic to be kind.
So
You also need a bit of luck.
So the traffic is random, yeah? It's you know, primordial version of AI.
Yeah. That's why if you stick to the edges of the traffic won't come near you and move to the middle.
All right, that's good tip.
So this next corner...
Do I need the brake?
No. But this is one of the corners you've got to master. It's a blind chicane. So that is flat out.
That's flat out?
Yeah.
Blimey, because there's loads of rocks and stuff.
So that's the first corner you need to master.
Right.
The second then is in the Alps, which you're going to go left at the end of this section.
All right. So that tiny little scrub I just had then, are you telling me that on your perfect run that kills you?
Yeah, it's no good.
You're kidding me. What, so not one error?
Not a single error. Not a bump, not a scrub. As soon as your tyres leave that road, your score stops calculating.
Right. What's this? Is this a...
That is the corner. So that corner then.
Thanks for the warning.
You need to master that corner.
Yeah. So are we going past Chamonix now? Because I know that when Suzuki did his infamous drive in his BMW, he drove from Frankfurt to Monaco, didn't he? And he cut across Europe. He went through France. He went through Italy. So he took in this fantastic landscape.
And that's what you see on the screen.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Right, what have we got coming up? Is this flat?
Yeah. It should be tight to the edge and then full turn.
So you don't...
Just feather your throttle, that's it. It was flat.
So it's not really a racing line, is it? Because actually the way it's designed, the car understeers.
Yeah.
I've just turned right. Was I supposed to turn right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, we're heading into the sunset now.
Yeah.
I've run out of time. I've timed out. How far through did I get?
You nearly got to 4.
So, not quite halfway. Getting to the windmills.
There's an Easter egg in the game.
His name's on it, isn't it?
It says programmed by Yo Suzuki,
Yeah.
September '86.
That's the only place you see his name in the game, isn't it? I was reading that it's about, So there he is.
But the Easter egg is a hidden message from him. But the UK ones do it if you press the start at a certain point. The US ones don't. What you have to do with the US ones is you have to type in Yo at that point. And then on the second stage, you press it and it'll say
Suzuki, because there's no credits. I was reading that they didn't put credits in these games because it was so competitive between Sega and Namco. They were worried someone would poach the developers.
Yeah.
And it'd been jump ship.
That's the one.
Brutal. All right, that's not bad for first run.
No.
I'm not quite sure I know where I'm going still, and there's a few heavy hitting corners. So after that stage, does it get? Is it similar or does it get harder?
Well, do you want me to do a steady run explaining to you which are the key corners you've got to master?
That. I would like that very much.
So, do you want me to do that now?
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I'll be the blonde in the car.
Yeah.
You go.
So do you know on the? I'm gonna have to put my glasses on too.
He needs his glasses.
So basically, as I'm going through, I can look at the time, certain points on the track, and I know if I'm near it.
Do you think it's better not to look? Because when I'm on a qualifying lap, if you see like that you're plus 0.3
the problem
seconds,
is with this,
it's best to ignore it because you never know, you might catch it up.
when you're speed running this, it's not enjoyable. It doesn't become an enjoyable. It's a great game and it's great to play, and if you just drive it as it was meant to be played, it's great.
Yeah.
But when you start speed running it,
Competition kicks in.
yeah, and like I said to you, even at the very beginning, if you don't launch it correctly, you are already a second down.
Well, Gary, I'm not here to have fun. I'm here to beat you. So show me how to do it. What track do you like to listen to?
They're all. It used to be Magical Sound Shower was my favourite, but over the years, they're all great.
You love them all.
Yeah.
Have you got it on cassette so you can listen to it in the living room?
In the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Missed it.
Okay, so you were trying to do the.
So I was trying to do it fast start, but
okay.
It's a machine I'm not used to playing. But
Aren't they all the same?
No.
Right, I don't want to distract you.
No, it's fine. I can talk you through it as I'm doing it. So I'll show you the key markers that you want to be looking at when you're running it.
Your steering position is a little bit, it's not very Verstappen.
So I'm going to try and take this as flat as I can.
Yeah. Oh, that was close. Close.
Rubbin's racing. Scrub.
Okay.
So I didn't check what I went under the sign at because I'm already down.
But this is 80s coding, so it's possible that even if you do scrub, something might. So you're above 58.6.
I'm 2 seconds down.
All right.
Already.
Let's see what happens. Because there's variances in this game, aren't there?
Yeah.
You could get lucky, and the old 80s code might throw you a bone.
Yeah.
If Suzuki shines on you. That's unlucky.
You can save it.
So I was watching another video about this. It said if you go off road and you flick the gear lever, you can stay at full. It keeps you at full speed. So
Gear
it's like
gotcha.
What do you call it?
It's called gear gotcha.
Okay.
So this is one of the corners you've got to master. So that is flat. I lifted.
Okay. Punishing if you get it wrong, so you'll then stop into the rocks.
And you can fast start when you come to a complete stop.
Yeah. So what other bugs are there? There's the gear lever twitch you can do when you're off road. What else can you do? Get away with.
Other than the fast start at the beginning, that's more or less it.
Okay.
So that should have been a 55.
Okay.
So this is the corner that's a massive problem. So I ease off and I feather the throttle, and I should come out of that clean at 71.
Okay. When you did your record run, how lucky were you with the traffic?
Very. Like that. Just out of nowhere, wagon just bombs into you. But you need all the outrun gods to be on your side, you need the perfect run. And as you go through each stage, knowing that you've launched it, you've done Coconut Beach fast, you've done Devil's Canyon fast, you've mastered that massive right-hander in the Alps. Once you clear this, so there's 2 chicanes in this track, and it's basically you've got to master those 2 chicanes.
Oh, there's poetry there.
Yeah. Practice.
There's a lot of Porsches in this game.
Yeah.
So again, I was looking. Apparently, the code to this is quite complicated. And someone broke it down at one point and found there were loads of other vehicles in the code that you don't see on screen.
That's correct. Yeah.
So what are the things that Suzuki built that didn't make it?
There was motorcycles that wasn't used.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have oncoming traffic as well.
Right.
But they never. Obviously, the time scale, 10 months. That's the first chicane.
Yeah. You don't slow down for traffic, I've noticed.
No.
You stay committed.
You've got to be all in. If you crash, you crash.
If you're going for a record.
Yeah. So normally under that I'm 43. If I go under that sign, I should be at 43 seconds.
I'd hate to see you racing NASCAR.
So basically now, in this, there's a chicane.
Yeah. So this is Autobahn, isn't it?
Yes,
it's 6
the
lanes.
Autobahn now,
Love it.
yeah. So the chicane's coming up in a minute.
Yeah.
You need to master this chicane.
Okay.
So to beat the record, you've got to be brave in it.
So you're flat through the left.
Flat. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn in there.
Yeah. So you lifted, blimey, it was good.
For a millisecond.
Yeah.
All you do is you can clip the curb on the way in, or try not to. But for a millisecond you lift, and then back on, and you should just grip enough. If you don't take this corner tight, this will crest up. So sometimes when you're playing it, so that's average. My average run is a 32.
So is that the end?
That's the end.
Have you completed it?
Yeah, so each route has a different ending.
Yeah. Okay. So Autobahn is the fastest way to finish?
D.
Yeah.
So left Devil's Canyon, right Alps, left Alps, right Wheatfield, and right Autobahn is the fastest, highest scoring route in OutRun.
Okay.
A is the easiest.
Right. All right, there's a lot to take in there. Could you just talk me through one more time the starting technique?
Yeah.
If you use the gear lever, I know that that's controversial because if you did that back in the day in the arcade, they'd kick you out.
Well, if you look on the brand new machine in the house, there's a sign on it that says no gear gotcha because it used to wreck the gearbox. But we can try it on there. I've never done gear gotcha. I've never even attempted to do it. But
Even on the start?
the fast start, I always use the fast start, but let me see if I can do it. Sometimes I even think what music track you select makes a difference to your run.
Really?
Yeah.
What keeps you calm? I think you need a calmer track because you were very
yeah.
aggressive, the road rage there, with the truck especially. Once you hit the first one, I felt that the horns came out of it.
See if I can master this. Too much.
So that's high. Okay, so you flick it forward to low and then back to high.
So you basically, so what you do is as the traffic light's changing, you want to be at 4 green bars and in high gear.
Yeah.
So you're at 4 green bars, you're in high gear, and as soon as that traffic light hits green, you floor it and you go like that.
Okay.
And what it'll do is it'll put one red block on your rev counter, as you'll see there. That'll appear instantly, and the car will go straight to 293 by 70 seconds on the clock. When you do that, you know you're on it then. Okay,
I'll give it a go.
There's literally only 3 places in the game you have to lift.
Do you use the brakes?
On the Deluxe, I tried doing a technique where I'd feather the brake to try and control the slide.
It's difficult to feather when you're standing up.
It's easier in a Deluxe.
You need to be sitting. So
you
you can use different technique in the Deluxe. All right. Well, can I give it another go?
Yeah.
All right. So starting in high.
4 green bars. That's it.
I didn't quite manage it.
No, but normally if you do a low high start, changing at the perfect time, you will be at about 250 kilometres.
So it's not bad. Okay.
Even if you do half a fast start, you'll be at 270 kilometres.
So it's good to know that actually the racing line is not helpful. You need to hold the inside. So you're almost using a motorbike line. Yeah. Because Suzuki was a big bike guy, wasn't he?
He was.
So maybe that's what he was thinking.
He was.
It's coded to his lifestyle.
Yeah, he was a proper petrol head.
So right at the first fork.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine.
I like the way that what is probably my best ever run through there is still slower than what you say was a rubbish effort on your part.
Up this side, and then as it crests, full lock, flat.
Is that flat?
Yeah, it's all flat.
Jeez.
So this is the chicane coming now, the blind chicane. So
Flat or
left,
not?
full. That's it. Them two levels are both flat out.
Yeah.
This one's flat out except for the long right-hander.
Harsh Chamonix. Oh,
It's all right, no worries. That's it. That's it. Right, stay to this right-hand side. Okay. Feather.
Oh, gone off anyway.
Yeah.
Jeez, even though I lost all that speed.
That's the corner you need to master.
So that's one when you were in and out of the gas.
Yeah, that feathered the throttle through there, yeah.
Well, I had traffic.
Flat, turn, add.
I didn't turn hard enough. So you really have to crank it, don't you, with this to make
You
it...
need to know what's coming.
Am I going to make the cut-off?
Yeah. Flat, add. That's it, feather, that's it. It's coming. That's it. So when I go under this sign,
yeah.
I'm normally at 38.
I looked up. Don't look up.
You're gonna make it. So you've got a left-hander flat here. That's it. Right, flat, full. That's it. Now that's the one. That's it.
Ah, the truck!
Yeah.
Son of a... He actually went at me then.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
They do. They just come at you.
Is there? How do I predict what these guys will do? Is there any way?
No, not really.
Okay,
but
great.
if you do stick to the edges of the road, they tend to come inwards rather than come outwards.
I've blown it, haven't I?
2 crashes, it's hard to come back from. So this is another nasty chicane.
I don't remember this from your run. My missus has fallen out of the car as well. Game over. Game over. So, that's further than last time. I got to the wheat fields. I almost made it to the Autobahn. To be fair, this was very vague. That bit of countryside. All right, here we go. One more.
Get ready.
It's like being back in the arcade in the 80s watching your mate play the game, isn't it?
There's a bit more at stake though, isn't there?
Yeah.
Than just your 10p. All right.
Reputation.
There's a lot of
Mr
reputation.
OutRun versus the Stig.
I've come in here with Billy Big Bollocks, thinking that this can't be that hard.
And 3 hours later.
It's the unknown with this, the traffic.
Yeah.
It's just got such a mind of its own.
Random. Just learning the track.
Yeah.
So going right.
Yep. The blind right.
Yeah.
Is this flat?
Yeah. On the crest, full lock. You only go full lock on top of the apex.
You're very good at holding the edges.
This is your chicane. Right. Left, full lock, left. Feather. That's it. There you go. And when you get comfortable doing that, you do it flat.
Jeez,
if
brilliant.
the traffic will let you.
Yeah. The steering's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got loads of understeer, like permanently. Then it suddenly sharpens up when you kind of don't want it to. When you're close to other traffic.
That's
usually.
right. Well, if you don't know what the other traffic's going to do, you're always best off just feathering, coming off a little bit. Full lock, feather, come off, come right off, that's it. You're too far over at that point, but you saved it. It's just knowing in your mind, so this is feather.
That was entertaining. I didn't crash.
Yeah. Full lock now. That's it. Full lock the other way. Straight and up. Pull over to right. So in this next one, Wheatfields, you're going to feather those chicanes.
Okay.
Rather than flat out.
This is my killer corner. Is the Wheatfield chicane and this thing here.
Flat.
That's flat.
It.
All right, but the chicane.
So you can always catch your skid by coming off the throttle.
Yeah. You say that, but flat.
Yeah. Position and feather. That's it. Just
that truck.
go around
Get
him.
out of the way.
It. Just gonna go 10 right here. Well done.
Is it 53 million? No, is the answer. It's nowhere near it. Hang on a minute. It's not even. What is that? That doesn't compute. What you're 52 million. And what is that? 20.
20.
Okay. All right. I fell slightly short.
But you finished it.
Can I stay here all night?
Yep.
All right. Thank you. All right. There we go. Outrun. I think it's one of the best driving games ever. He's one of the best drivers ever, and that's educational and humbling, to be fair. The beauty with this is you don't have to put tyres and fuel in it, so I can stay here all night perfecting my meagre skills, and I'm going to. So I hope you enjoyed the video. There's more to come because Gary is kindly letting me drive some more of his amazing machines. So stay tuned on the Ben Collins Gaming channel. Thanks for watching. See you in a few weeks.